What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to show you how to evaluate limits by finding a limit by rationalizing. So I'm gonna provide different examples and I'm gonna explain each of them in detail. The first one, it says limit of square root of x plus 3 minus square root of 3 over x when x approaches 0. So when you sub it there, if you follow substitution method, it's gonna be root 3 minus root 3 over 0, which is going to be 0 over 0, which means that we need to do something else. It means that we need to multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the numerator. What does that mean? It means that you write the original rational function, then you multiply both of them by conjugate of the numerator in this case, which is going to be square root of x plus 3 plus root 3. Square root of x plus 3 plus root 3. Why I multiply both of them? Because we cannot change the fraction. Whatever we do on the numerator, we need to do the same thing on the denominator and vice versa. So when x approaches 0, that's going to be basically difference of squares. It's going to be square root of x plus 3 to the power of 2 minus square root of 3 to the power of 2, which is going to be cancelled out. It's going to be x plus 3 minus 3 over x times square root of x plus 3 plus root 3. And these two cancel out. Is going to be limit of 1 over square root of x plus 3 plus root 3. That's going to make it as 1 over root 3 plus root 3, which is going to be 1 over 2 root 3. That's the answer. Next one, it says limit of x minus 2 over square root of x plus 2 minus 2 when x approaches 2. Again, in this case, it's going to be 0 over 0. 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. And square root of 2 plus 2, which is going to be 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. So it means that this time I need to multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So it's going to be limit of x minus 2 square root of x plus 2 minus 2 times square root of x plus 2 plus 2 square root of x plus 2 plus 2 when x approaches 2. So here will be limit of x minus 2 square root of x plus 2 plus 2 over, here we have difference of squares, square root of x plus 2 to the power of 2 is going to be x plus 2, and here minus 2 to the power of 2, so it's going to be x plus 2 minus 4. That's going to be x minus 2 divided by that is going to be limit of square root of x plus 2 plus 2 when x approaches 2. Limit of square root of x plus 2 when x approaches 2 is going to be 2 plus 2, which is going to be 4. Next one is limit of square root of x squared plus 15 minus 4 over x plus 1. Again, when you sub it there, negative 1 squared is 1 plus 15 is going to be 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So 4 minus 4 over negative 1 plus 1 is going to be 0 over 0. Then what you need to do, you need to use the rationalizing method. You multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate. And then that's going to be square root of x squared plus 15 to the power of 2 minus 4 to the power of 2, which will be x squared plus 15 minus 16 over x plus 1 x squared plus 15 plus 4. So that's going to be x squared minus 1, which you can write it as x minus 1 times x plus 1. Then x plus 1 and x plus 1 cancel out. Is going to be limit of x minus 1 over square root of x squared plus 15 plus 4 when x approaches negative 1. That's going to be negative 2 over 16 plus 4, which is going to be negative 2 over 4 plus 4. That's going to be 8, which is going to be negative 1 over 4 is the answer. Next one is limit of square root of x squared plus 8 minus 3 over x minus 1 when x approaches 1. That's going to be, again, you sub it 1. 1 plus 8 is going to be 9, which is going to be 3. 3 minus 3 is going to be 0 over 0. Then you need to do the rationalizing. So it's going to be limit of x squared plus 8 minus 3 x minus 1 times both of them by conjugate of the numerator. Then what you can write here is going to be x squared plus 8 minus 9, because 3 squared is going to be 9, so it's going to be x squared minus 1 over x minus 1 times square root of x squared plus 8 plus 3. When you simplify it, that's going to be x minus 1 times x plus 1, which is going to be limit of x plus 1 over square root of x squared plus 8 plus 3 when x approaches 1. That's going to be 2 over 6, which is going to be equal to 1 over 3. Next one is limit of square root of 4 plus x minus 2 over x. When you sub it there, sub 0 there, is going to be root 2 4 minus 2 over 0, which is going to be 0 over 0. Then you say limit of square root of 4 plus x minus 2 over x times square root of 4 plus x plus 2 square root of 4 plus x plus 2. That's going to make it as 4 plus x minus 4 over x times square root of 4 plus x plus 2 when x approaches 0. 4 and minus 4 cancel out, x and x cancel out, is going to be limit of 1 over square root of 4 plus x plus 2 when x approaches 0. So that's going to be square root of 4 is 2, 2 plus 2 is going to be 4, so that's going to be 1 over 4. Next one is limit of square root of x plus 1 minus square root of 1 minus x over x when x approaches 0. So that's going to be 0 over 0. You do limit of x plus 1 minus 1 minus x times square root of x plus 1 plus 1 minus x over x times square root of x plus 1 plus square root of 1 minus x when x approaches 0. So when you multiply that, it's going to be x plus 1 minus 1 minus x over x times square root of x plus 1 plus square root of 1 minus x. These two cancel out, and we have 2x on top. X and x cancel out, is going to be limit of 2 over square root of x plus 1 plus square root of 1 minus x when x approaches 0. So that's going to be limit of 2 over root 1 plus root 1 is going to be 2, and that's going to be equal to 1. Next one is limit of square root of 3 minus x minus square root of x plus 3 over x. So that will be when x approaches 0, by the way. It's going to be root 3 minus x minus square root of x plus 3 times square root of 3 minus x plus square root of x plus 3 over x times square root of 3 minus x plus square root of x plus 3 when x approaches 0. That's going to be 3 minus x plus 3 over x times root 3 minus x plus square root of x plus 3. Then negative 3 and positive 3 cancel out. You have negative 2x divided by x is going to be negative 2 over root 3 minus x plus 3 when x approaches 0. That's going to be negative 2 over root 3 plus root 3, which is going to be negative 2 over 2 root 3, and that's going to make it as negative 1 over 3. And if you want to rationalize it, we can multiply both numerator and denominator by root 3. That's going to be negative root 3 over 3, which is going to be the final answer. Next one is limit of square root of 1 minus x minus 1 over 3x. So that's going to be 1 minus 1, 0 over 3 times 0, 0. So that's going to be, again, limit of square root of 1 minus x minus 1 over 3x times square root of 1 minus x plus 1 over square root of 1 minus x plus 1 when x approaches 0. That's going to be 1 minus x minus 1 over 3x times square root of 1 minus x plus 1, which will be, these two cancel out, x and x cancel out. It's going to be 1 over 3 square root of 1 minus x plus 1 when x approaches 0, which is going to be 1 over 3 times 1, which is going to be 1 over 3. Next one is limit of square root of x plus 4 minus x plus 7 minus 4 over x minus 9 when x approaches 9. So 9 plus 4 is going to be 16. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0 over 9 minus 9, which is 0 as well. So it's going to be limit of square root of x plus 7 minus 4 times square root of x plus 7 plus 4 over x minus 9 square root of x plus 7 plus 4 when x approaches 9. So that's going to be x plus 7 minus 4, and here you have x minus 9 square root of x plus 7 plus 4. So what we can do here, actually this one is 4 squared, so that's going to be 16, not 4. So that's going to make it x minus 9, then divided by x minus 9 is going to end up having limit of 1 over square root of x plus 7 plus 4 when x approaches 9. So it's going to be 1 over 4 plus 4, which will be 1 over 8. Next one is limit of x over square root of 1 plus x minus 1 over x when x approaches 0. So that will be 0 over 0. So x over square root of 1 plus 2x minus 1 times square root of 1 plus 2x plus 1 times square root of 1 plus 2x plus 1 when x approaches 0. So what we need to do in the denominator, we have, I'm gonna just write the numerator. In the denominator is gonna be 1 plus 2x minus 1 squared, which is 1. These two cancel out, and then x and x cancel out. It's gonna reduce to square root of 1 plus 2x plus 1 over 2 when x approaches 0, which will be 1 plus 1, 2 over 2, and that's going to be equal to 1. Next one is limit of x minus 3 over square root of x plus 22 minus 5 when x approaches 3. So since that's going to be 0 and 0, you make it as limit of x minus 3 square root of x plus 22 minus 5 times the conjugate which is going to be x minus 3 x plus 22 plus 5 over x plus 22 minus 5 squared, which is 25. So that's going to be x minus 3. That cancels out. And it's going to end up having limit of square root of x plus 22 plus 5 when x approaches 3. That's going to be square root of 25 plus 5, which is going to be 5 plus 5, and that's going to be 10. Next one is limit of square root of x minus 4 minus 3 over x minus 13 when x is approaching 13. So that's 0 over 0. So you can multiply it by the conjugate of the numerator. And that will be x minus 4 minus 9, x minus 13, x minus 4 plus 3 when x approaches 13. These two cancel out. It's going to be limit of 1 over square root of x minus 4 plus 3 when x is approaching 13. So which is going to be 1 over root 9 plus 3, which is going to be 3 plus 3, and that's 1 over 6. Next one is limit of x minus 4 over square root of x plus 5 minus 3 when x is approaching 4. So that's going to be, again 0 over 0. So that will be limit of x minus 4 square root of x plus 5 plus 3, x plus 5 minus 3, x plus 5 plus 3 when x is approaching 4. So that will be limit of x minus 4 x plus 5 plus 3 over x plus 5 minus 3 squared, which is 9 when x is approaching 4. Then these two cancel out, and it's going to be limit of square root of x plus 5 plus 3 when x is approaching 4. That's going to be square root of 9 plus 3, and that's 3 plus 3, which is going to be equal to 6. Next one is limit of square root of x minus 1 minus 2 over x minus 5 when x is approaching 5. So I multiply by the conjugate of the numerator, which is square root of x minus 1 minus 2 times square root of x minus 1 plus 2 over x minus 5 square root of x minus 1 plus 2 when x is approaching 5. So that will be limit of x minus 1 minus 4 over x minus 5 times square root of x minus 1 plus 2 when x is approaching 5. These two cancel out, and it's going to be limit of 1 over square root of x minus 1 plus 2 when x is approaching 5. That will be 1 over 2 plus 2, which is going to be 1 over 4. Next one is limit of 9 minus square root of x plus 80 over x minus 1 when x is approaching 1. So that's going to be 9 minus square root of x plus 80 over x minus 1 times 9 plus square root of x plus 80, 9 plus square root of x plus 80. That's going to be 81 minus x plus 80 over x minus 1, 9 plus square root of x plus 80 when x is approaching 1. So now 81 minus 80 is going to be 1, so it's going to be 1 minus x. 1 minus x divided by x minus 1 is going to be negative, so it's going to be limit of negative 1 over 9 plus square root of x plus 80 when x is approaching 1, which is going to be negative 1 over 9 plus square root of 81 is 9, so 9 plus 9 is going to be 18, so that's negative 1 over 18. Then we have limit of 3x minus 18 over 10 minus square root of 13x plus 22 when x is approaching 6. So that when you sub it there is going to be 0 over 0, and we have to basically multiply it by the conjugate of the denominator. So that will be limit of 3x minus 8, 10 plus square root of 13x plus 22 over 100 minus 13x minus plus 22 when x is approaching 6. In that case is going to be 100 minus 22 is 78 minus 13x, and then it's going to be this one is actually 18, not 8, because it was 3x minus 18. So then here we have negative 13x plus 78, and then I factor negative 13. It's going to be negative 13x minus 6, and here on the numerator you have 3x minus 18, which you factor 3, x minus 6, square root of 10 plus, so in bracket 10 plus square root of 13x plus 22. Now x minus x, x minus 6 cancel out. Is going to be limit of 3 times bracket 10 plus square root of 13x plus 22 over negative 13 when x is approaching 6. That will be 3 times 10 plus, that's going to be 100, square root of 100 is 10 over negative 13, which is going to be 20 times 3, 60 over negative 13, or negative 60 over 13. Next one, you do the same thing here. You just sub it there to see if it's 0. That's going to be 0 over 0. Then you will say that you can factor the numerator. Is going to be x plus 8 times x plus 1. You multiply it by x plus 12 plus 2, which is the conjugate of the denominator. Square root of x plus 12 minus 2 times square root of x plus 12 plus 2. That's going to be limit of x plus 8, x plus 1, square root of x plus 12 plus 2 over x plus 12 minus 4, which is going to be x plus 8, and then you cancel it from numerator and denominator. It's going to be limit of x plus 1 times square root of x plus 12 plus 2 when x is approaching negative 8. That will make it as negative 7 times 2 plus 2, 4, and that's going to be negative 28. Next one is limit of square root of x plus 6 minus 3 divided by square root of x plus 13 minus 4 when x is approaching 3. Basically, we need to multiply both sides by conjugate of the numerator and conjugate of the denominator. That is gonna make it as x plus 6 minus 9 square root of x plus 13 plus 4, and here you have x plus 13 minus 16 times square root of x plus 6 plus 3. That's limit when x is approaching 3. That's gonna make it as x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. These two cancel out. It's gonna be x plus 13 plus 4 over square root of x plus 6 plus 3 when x is approaching 3. That's gonna be 4 plus 4 over 3 plus 3. That's 8 over 6 or 4 over 3, and that's the final answer. Next one, which is the final question, you multiply it by the conjugate of the denominator. That's going to make it as 9 minus x minus 9. Then you cancel out. It's going to be negative limit of negative root x plus 9 plus 3 when x is approaching 0. It's going to be negative 6, which is the final answer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question, and you can find out lots of other examples related to limits and other examples in calculus, math, physics, and chemistry. Thank you for watching and have a great day.